I left for basic training June 21st of 2000.
June 21st of 2000.
Yeah. And like I said, it was peacetime. So my vision of my military time was I'll do, my term, my 4-year term or whatever. I'll get out, go to college, use that college money, and that'll be it. And that's like definitely not the trajectory that I took. I was stationed at Fort Myer in Virginia, which is right next to Arlington Cemetery, about a half mile or so straight line distance from the Pentagon. And then I was in the Old Guard, so a lot of ceremonial stuff, we did the ceremonies at the White House and the tomb and things like that. And we were doing riot control training near the ID card office on Fort Myer. Because the IMF meeting was coming to town and there was always protests. And one of our missions as a unit was potentially responding to a riot or something like that. Mm-hmm. So we're doing riot control training. And one of our buddies, Hintala, he comes out of the ID card office. He was in there getting his ID card renewed. And on TV was, the first plane had hit the World Trade Center. And he's like, hey, a plane just hit the World Trade Center. Now, when somebody says that to you, you're immediately thinking like, one of them little Cessnas or something like that. I hate to say it, but we started making jokes about, must have been drunk or something like that. And he's like, no, it was an airliner. And that kind of like, everybody got quiet real quick, trying to ponder how that could possibly happen. Mm-hmm. I think my thought at the time was weather bad plus like navigational trouble or something. I don't know. So we go back to what we're doing. And he comes out again and says, hey, you guys might want to get everybody back to the barracks. Something's going on. Like, what? Another plane hit the World Trade Center. And my squad leader at the time says, something's going on. Something's happening. I think we're under attack. And as we're all kind of getting together and getting ready to head back to the barracks, big sound, pouring black smoke from over the hill, over the horizon a little bit. And that was one that hit the Pentagon. So for the first day, we locked down the base, nobody in or out type deal. By then it was very clear that we were under attack. And from the second day until completion, which was a few weeks later, on the site at the Pentagon, doing remains recovery and I haven't talked about this in a while. Doing search and recovery. So making sure, essentially, our mission was everybody that was in there that didn't make it out gets a proper burial. And we did achieve that, actually. For some, there wasn't much remains, but we DNA tested every piece of organic matter that came out of there, and every single person was recovered. So, it was a rough time. As you might expect. And so after that, a lot of us tried to go immediately. Like they said, the intel suggests that it was these guys. We're going to go in Afghanistan. We're going to get them. One of my memories of President Bush was, he's standing there shaking our hand, and he leans in next to a couple of us and says, "We're going to get these sons of bitches." Can I cuss on this?
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of us wanted to go. There were so many people requesting transfers that the commander had to call a formation basically and be like, nobody's going anywhere. We still have to have people here,
Right.
So nobody's going anywhere. I was coming close to my time being over. I was a year shy. They used to have a thing where you could leave early if you went to college. So I did that.
This was your third year in.
Yeah.
This happened.
Well, it happened in the beginning of my second year in.
The beginning of your second year.
It was September 2001.
That makes sense.
I got out to go to college, and I was in college for a couple of years. And then the thing that they say can never happen happened. I got one of those letters that said, hey, remember how you were in the Army? And you got to come back. Because for a certain period of time, they can force you back in.
Oh, really?
If you sign up for 4 years, for example, you're actually obligated for 8. The last 4 years are just, they can call you back whenever they need you. Mm. So I got the letter, and I spent 16 months in Iraq. And then after that, I figured I may as well stay in the reserves and have some control over my destiny. I ended up doing a total of 17 years in the military between my active time and reserve. Did some time as